Madden football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Dallas Cowboys and the Miami Dolphins. All that and more coming up
EA Sports
next.
Coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight, it is all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Miami Dolphins taking on the NFC champions, the Dallas Cowboys. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And CD, what a run for these Dolphins. Remember, they were bounced in the first round of the playoffs last year, but they are back as the AFC's representatives in Super Bowl 58.
And partner, it's been a long time since their last Super Bowl triumph. That was back in 1974, and no one on this team was even alive when that happened, including their head coach. So plenty to play for here tonight, trying to add another Lombardi Trophy to their arsenal.
Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, the wait is over. This has been, of course, one of the preeminent franchises in American sports history. They've had a bumpy ride along the way, but they're back in the Super Bowl for the first time since Super Bowl 30 in 1996.
And partner, when you say this is the first time back in the Super Bowl since 1996, Super Bowl 30, I'm blown away. One of the preeminent franchises in the NFL. You would have thought they'd been here multiple times since then. The Cowboys want to add another Super Bowl title and bring it home to Dallas.
And off we go from Las Vegas. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Now, Tua Tagovailoa gets set to lead this Dolphins offense for the first time.
And no doubt he's living out a dream right now. He's had dating back to his first days of playing football as a kid. But he certainly can't get lost in the moment right now. There's still a Super Bowl to be played, and his offense, they're looking to him to be their leader. You can take it all in when it's over. Right now, you got the biggest game of your life to win.
Now their 31-year-old running back, Raheem Mostert. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Tua wants to throw it on second down. A short throw there. That's to Smythe, the tight end. Just a gain of a couple there. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Tua. He's got him in. Complete. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Oh, big-time credit. What a play design there. They wanted to get him loose in the open field, and they succeeded. He had all sorts of room to operate in, and they finally track him down inside the 5-yard line.
A chance for the first points of this Super Bowl. It's 1st and goal. Mostert is not going to advance very far. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. That brings us to the end of one in Super Bowl 58. Much more to come from Las Vegas after this. 0-0 our score. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we are back. Biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, and both teams ready for the start of the second quarter. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
3rd and goal, a big play in this Super Bowl. Now Tua. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Tua Tagovailoa taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Dolphins have struck quickly here in the opening minute of this Super Bowl.
Well, there's something that goes back to the early years of his career. Remember, he had 3 touchdowns in each of his first couple of seasons. None last year as they've tried to dial back his running, especially down close to the goal line.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So the Cowboys ready to go on offense for the first time, and it is their now 30-year-old quarterback, Dak Prescott, who leads the way.
As we begin the Super Bowl, we are looking at one of the game's most important players. And whether he's the centerpiece of the offense or taking a backseat to his teammates, offenses always look to the quarterback to be a leader in moments like this. He's got to be that calm, composed pillar out there who stays level-headed and keeps everyone focused on the task at hand.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. Drops this underneath for Pollard. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
That's a good start to the ball game. Maybe a little bit of a tone setter offensively. They come out throwing right away, and it's an early completion and a quick first down.
Prescott on first down. That is caught by Lamb. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That's a gain of 31 with right around 1 minute to go in the quarter. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Dak's throw pulled in by Lamb. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Prescott off play action. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away? It could cost them a ball game.
The Dolphins taking over now late in this first half. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue. After the turnover, it's Tua. He'll get this into the hands of Braxton Berrios. And he'll get this him to the 30-yard line. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go through a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
This has been a hard-fought battle thus far. Just the one touchdown to this point is still anybody's game at 7-0, as both of these defenses have been out there trying to one-up one another. It was a strong first half from the lefty, Tua Tagovailoa. His touchdown run was the lone score of those first 2 quarters as his guys hold a 7-0 lead.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. Taken at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And they trail here in the Super Bowl, but fortunately for them, Charles, very much still within striking range.
Yeah, things didn't go exactly the way they planned in the first half. To me, they appeared to be a little bit tight, made a few errors they normally wouldn't. But, of course, this is the Super Bowl, so things get a little bit heightened in that regard. But I think they have to feel a little fortunate. They're only down what they are here starting the third quarter.
Prescott, and an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that in the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
Third quarter of the biggest spectacle in sport, the Super Bowl. Thanks for joining us, everybody. 2nd and 10. Now Prescott. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And they're able to get this one across the 35. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
Well, that's the kind of play that was lacking all the way through the first half. Maybe this can give them a little bit of a spark because they're not out of this game by any stretch.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Prescott. Swinging this out for Pollard. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now a throw out to his fullback is complete. No gain on the play. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Here's 3rd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Touchdown! CeeDee Lamb, 63 yards. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying up this Super Bowl. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 7. So the drive there, 5 plays, 80 yards. And it's finished off by the touchdown from CeeDee Lamb. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. Their halftime lead now evaporated. We're back to level following that touchdown a moment ago.
And that shouldn't change the mindset a whole lot from an offensive perspective because they already knew this was going to be a hard-fought game. Now they just need to go out, execute their game plan, and keep moving.
Tua and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. He'll look to Mostert to start things out. He'll get a yard. That's all as they get him down at the 28.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
We are through 3 quarters of play here from Allegiant Stadium in Super Bowl 58. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Folks, welcome back to the biggest stage in sports, the Super Bowl, and now we get down to the good stuff, the 4th and final quarter. Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. What do you think? Play this safe? Just worry about getting to OT?
Yeah, don't make any risky throws. It's going to change the outcome. But if anyone slips, take the big shot.
What a Super Bowl it's been to this point. Now a critical 3rd down here. Here's Tua. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
Short yardage situation, you have to wonder if they thought they were just going to run it inside. But you have to be cognizant of the back slipping out of the backfield trying to find some open space. And that's exactly what he does to the tune of a 1st down.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Throwing Tua. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. I guess you can't be afraid to take those chances late in the game. He tried to fit that one in there. Nice job, though, defensively.
But to your point, it was a nice job of knocking the ball away. But you're also right. You can't be afraid to take those chances. That means your guys going downfield to catch the ball, they've got to elevate their game and come down with these in order to keep your offense moving.
Tua. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Now Tua. Flush to his right. And taking it across midfield and just shy of 40.
From here on, any score could be the winning run, and he is certainly aware of that. Look at the way he locked in on that marker and made a mad scramble to get to it for the 1st down.
This is 1st and 10. Now Tua. Throw to the right, taken in by Berrios. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. Here comes 2nd down. On 2nd down, Mostert. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. What can they come up with here? It's 3rd and 7. On 3rd down, here comes Mostert. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to take the lead here in the final minute. He's got the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the fourth. Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, and other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Now Dak. Able to find Gallup. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. And that one will go down in the books as just a one-play drive and then 3 points tacked on to the end of it. They'll come up now on 2nd down. To throw, Prescott. Complete, Pollard. Well, this offense still has the one timeout here, remember. 1st and 10. Here's Prescott. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Ferguson. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. This undoubtedly the biggest kick of his life. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. So on is their kicker, and it's down to this. This from 55 yards out. And he missed it. It's no good. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the fourth. 4 quarters not enough for all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this one get an extra period to get settled?
So it's the Dolphins who are going to get the football first here as we are back underway now in overtime. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Miami set to take over. Well, CD certainly doesn't get any more exciting than this. Overtime in the postseason. Of course, keep in mind things are different than the old way it was. In the playoffs now, both teams guaranteed a possession, so a touchdown here, if they get one, the ball game will not be over.
And partners, we both know many people have called for this change before, and they finally got it. After the Buffalo-Kansas City Classic in the 2022 playoffs, Patrick Mahomes and KC, they score first. Game over. Josh Allen and Bills never touched the football, and people hated that. Now the game reaches OT. Every playoff team has a chance to fight to extend their season. So the plan has got to be, if you win the toss and you take the ball, reach the end zone and score, and put as much pressure on your opponent as possible to try and win a game in OT in the playoffs.
Tense moments in overtime of a Super Bowl. Remember, a touchdown doesn't yet clinch it as they come up on second down. He's got to complete to Waddle, and they work this well upfield across the 45. A nice start for them here to overtime, and maybe the plan here is don't do anything too crazy, don't try for some big play, Charles. Just move the chains, put the pressure on the defense.
Well, these early first downs are certainly nice confidence builders as they begin overtime, because even though you've just played 4 quarters, the feeling's entirely different when you take the field in OT, because you just want to settle in, as you suggested, keep the ball moving, and rely on your opponent to make that first big mistake.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Not lacking aggressiveness here to begin overtime, Charles. A pretty big play right there, and looked like it might have caught the defense off guard. They may have been expecting something a little more conservative.
Yeah, they've got to shore things up in a big way, because they make any more mistakes like that and really let them drive it on them, they'll be putting their offense in a tough spot to answer if they want to extend their season.
They are into field goal range, but definitely thinking touchdown as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Tua. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And now to common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another first down.
Here's 2nd and 10. A run with Mostert up the middle. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done, because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Tagovailoa. Over the middle, he gets it to Berrios. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 17-yard line. Well, things now, Charles, looking pretty good here. A great opportunity to try to cash in for 6 on the opening possession of overtime.
And what I'm liking, Brandon, is what I see down on the sidelines. I see a defense huddled up and ready to go, already preparing for their opportunity to go on the field and close out this game.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Tua to throw. That is incomplete. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face. Good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
Tua. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play, because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Hoping to keep this OT drive alive. Now they face a 3rd and 2. They'll try and run here with Mostert. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. One overtime. How about 2? We need another. We're still even. We'll switch sides and have that 2nd overtime in just if you like drama, especially in the biggest of all games, we are back for the second overtime now in the Super Bowl. Here's Mostert.
It's largely been the air attack that's gotten them down here, but now is where you start to lean on that running game. That's a good pickup there on 1st and goal.
Two minutes to go in overtime. We will keep playing if we need to. We are all tied up. Extra bulk up front for 2nd and inches. 3 tight ends. They fake the handoff. Now to it. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. The coverage good. The pressure good. Leads to the sack. And it's 3rd and goal now. Well, the defense coming through there, CD, with a big-time play. And they're getting close here to getting off the field and giving their offense a chance to win this ball game.
But partner, no one's cheering louder after that play than their offensive teammates because they understand how different things would be if instead of going out and needing a touchdown to tie things up, they could run out there with a chance to win the game right there.
2 and now, 3rd and goal. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different because on the previous play, he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better, had time to survey the field, and still couldn't find an open receiver.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to at least get him a lead here in overtime. And he got it! The kick is good! And they have won it here in double overtime. They're able to put 3 on the board here on the opening drive of OT, and now up to their defense to try and see if they can hold this one.
I like how you framed it up because obviously this game is not over, right? They go down and kick a field goal, then we head to sudden death. But if the defense can hold, take the ball away, turn it over on downs, this game's over.
Let's rock and roll!
So only a field goal on that opening drive of overtime. Will that hold up? We'll find out as the kick's away. Kevontae Turpin now to return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 right at the 30. Now a first throw here in overtime. Left side to Lamb. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
A field goal on this drive would extend the game. A touchdown, of course, would win it. It's 1st and 10. Here's Dak. That's caught once again by Gallup. And the Cowboys are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Boy, no problems getting down the field here on this opening drive. They've looked really sharp in the early going, and they've come up with some big plays already. Here's another that's going to set up 1st and goal.
And there'll be a break in the action here because Prescott is going to use a timeout. It'll be their 2nd and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to send us to double overtime. And his kick is right there. It's good, and we are tied once again here in the overtime session. Both teams swapping field goals on their respective first drives of overtime. So now, you know the drill. It's on to old school sudden death.
Yeah, it sounds exciting, doesn't it? Can I be a little bit of Dennis Downer here, though? That drive, able to go that far, yet they had to kick the field goal to keep playing. You would have thought maybe could they punch it in and go ahead and end it?
We get more free football.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Come on.
I'm back up beat again. Forget the Downer stuff.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Braxton Berrios now from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. 2 and now on first down. Gonna look deep for Wilson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So the OT clock hits 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least one more OT to decide it after this. I think we can safely call this one of the greatest games ever played as we now head to a third overtime of this Super Bowl. Second and 10. Here's Mostert, toss left side. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
We knew both of these safeties were good in run support, but how about the play we just saw there? How about that closing speed? Able to get to the outside part of the field and turn that play into a loss.
They need 12 here. It's third down. From the gun, it's Tua. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on third down, forcing the errant pass. Fourth down coming up.
The frustration evident there because he couldn't find anyone on third down, and he left no doubt that he was throwing that one away.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. Dances by him. 39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Dallas offense set for this next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now a man who's taken the reins with the Cowboys, it's Tony Pollard. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Nice run defense presented there, and what I mean by that is discipline. Guys filling the right gaps in the right holes, no one over-pursuing, and making a very nice play.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 9. Michael Gallup. And down to the 28-yard line.
Just straight money right there. The biggest drive of the game, a chance to win it in overtime. If they've been saving that play, they sure pulled it out at the right time. A huge turn of events there.
Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. This now in field goal range. It's a question of when you want to try it. Here's first down. They run straight ahead here with Pollard.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
From the 23, here's 2nd down and 5. Here's Pollard again. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game, and that's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
Let's go now, let's go.
And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. Now the Dolphins are going to take another timeout here. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. So on is their kicker, and it's down to this. This undoubtedly the biggest kick of his life. And his kick is good. The field goal is through the uprights, and they've won the Super Bowl. And the Dallas Cowboys will hoist the Lombardi Trophy. They are the kings of the NFL. And when this moment comes, I think you look back at all the blood, sweat, and tears, the offseason, the workouts, training camp, week 1, 2, 3, all building up now to say you're a Super Bowl champion. It's worth it.
It certainly is, and rarely do we have a team that hoists the Lombardi Trophy that didn't have their share of bumps along the way, didn't have to face some adversity in the journey, and now they get to just enjoy it and revel in it. And all off season, they'll be signing their autographs with Super Bowl champion underneath it.